you need to focus on building the identity of the person you want to be rather than the person that you are. So we all have goals, and we all have, or I should say, many of us have goals and have places that we want to be, have things that we want to accomplish, have things that we want to achieve. And the first thing that you need to flip in your head is that you don't achieve these things, you don't get these things, okay? You don't buy a Ferrari. You transform into the type of person that attracts these things. Jim Rohn said, oh God, I forgot what Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn said that, I forgot the exact words, but he said something along those lines, is that you don't achieve these things, you become the type of person. So you have to focus on creating and cultivating the identity of the person that you want to become. You want to create this person that you're proud of. You want to create this person that you look up to. You want to think about who your heroes are in life. Which people do you look up to? Okay, what do they do? Do they work their asses off? Do they provide for their family, for their community? Do they give back? Do they are they selfless? Do they ignore, or do they avoid their vices? Do they avoid drinking or overeating, or doing things that they know to be wrong? Even though, do they forego short-term gratification in order to achieve long-term success, and thus creating fulfillment long-term? So if these are your heroes, if you look up to people like this, and if they might be influencers online, they could be people that you know, it could be your boss, it could be your boss's boss, it could be somebody within your community, it could be somebody through history, it could be Benjamin Franklin, it could be literally anyone that you look up to, that you feel is kind of the ideal version of what a human being should be. And I think what you'll find oftentimes is it's not something that's they're born with oftentimes. Like, you could see the Michael Jordan who had already talents, right? And who already had physical capabilities. It could be that athlete, but oftentimes it is the actions that they took that caused them to become a hero in your mind, right? How many people are there who are as physically gifted and as talented as Kobe Bryant, right? I would guess thousands of people had that same athletic ability genetically and naturally, and had that same potential. But there's only one Kobe Bryant. There's only one Mamba mentality. And why do we always talk about the Mamba mentality? Why do you always hear about that in, I watch a lot of sports. I love to, that's kind of my decompressed time when I'm in the gym in the evening, when I'm doing my evening workout. And you hear about the Mamba mentality throughout, and that's so impressive because, yes, he has these gifts. He had this genetic, natural gifts of being 6'4", 6'5", right? And being athletic and having this hand-eye coordination to be able to handle a basketball in such a way naturally that got him to a certain point. But it's that, hey, it's a Saturday night and I'm going into the gym while you guys are all partying. And I do that consistently day in and day out because I choose to be great, right? Rather than just good. So now when you break that down, it is a series of actions that these people that we look to as heroes took. It's the actions that they take every single day. It's these small habits that they develop by saying no to the ice cream and drinking the protein shake instead, okay? It is saying no to hanging out with their friends at happy hour on a Tuesday and hitting their workout or going into their jiu-jitsu class with their other friends instead, okay? It's doing the things that you know are the correct things for you to do in order to achieve your goals, in order to become the person that you want to be, in order to become your own hero, your child's hero, okay, your community's hero, your family's hero. It's doing those things. It's making those decisions day in and day out. And you have that opportunity to make those decisions every single day. So you look at your heroes, and your heroes, I'm willing to bet, are people who chose to take actions that will get them closer to their goals rather than short-term gratification. Thus, they created an identity as that type of a person. Okay, so back to identity. So ultimately, you cannot see yourself as somebody who overeats, somebody who smokes, somebody who drinks, somebody who has no discipline, somebody who doesn't work hard on their job, somebody who doesn't come into the office early and leave late. You have to create an identity as the person that you want to be. You cannot create an identity without doing the actions every day. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you take one step forward, as you make some of these small actions to say, hey, I am going to start counting my macros, right? I know I haven't been doing that. I'm going to start doing this discipline. And every meal, I'm going to make sure that I click the app, I take the picture, I write it down, and I'm going to make sure that I have this. And I'm going to eliminate all the distractions and eliminate all of the things that are causing me to not do these things so that I can accomplish this goal. When you take that one step, you're now reinforcing this new identity that you want to have for yourself. And then by reinforcing that identity and having a stronger identity, that identity now makes it easier every single time you are tempted to stray away from that identity. Okay? Tony Robbins made an example of the difference between saying, I'm a smoker who's trying to quit versus I am not a smoker. I am not that kind of a person, right? My identity is somebody who does not do that activity. That is my identity, right? And when there's enough, unfortunately, most people make the shift when there's enough pain to cause them to make a shift. You don't need to do that. You don't need to have this much pain within yourself in order to make these changes. You can visualize the amount of pain that you'll have if you do not make these changes, right? If you're overweight, if you're obese, right? If you're good in other aspects of your life, financial, family, business, spiritual, many of these other aspects of your life, but your body isn't fit, I can't find the time. I don't know how you find the time. I have 2 kids. I have a full-time job. I never have the time. I'm willing to bet that you spend some time sitting down, lounging, relaxing in front of a TV, right? An hour a day, 2 hours a day. I'm willing to bet that you find the time to overeat, to eat something that you know is not going to be good for you, right? You don't need to count your calories and spend extra time counting your macros. You can simply just say, I'm gonna eat half of my usual meal, and I'm gonna eat it very, very slow, and I'm gonna chug a ton of water, maybe some coffee beforehand to satiate the appetite. And then what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna hit 10 push-ups. I'm working from home. I'm gonna hit 10 push-ups every 5 minutes, all workday. I've knocked out 200, 300, 400 push-ups today. I'm gonna do the same thing with squats, okay? I'm gonna set up a little TRX thing right here. So the idea is once you visualize and you think about the identity that you want to have, the type of person that you want to become, being your family, your children, your community's hero, okay, being the best person that you can possibly think to become, the best version of yourself that is humanly possible. You establish that identity, and then you focus on taking the actions and thinking about the actions that that kind of a person does day in and day out, the choices that they make. You take those choices, you reinforce that identity, and the identity reinforces the choices and the actions day to day, and you're well on your way, you're on the road to becoming the best version of yourself possible. Good luck, I believe in you.